The single most frustrating aspect of operating a lash business or any service-based business is cancellations. Whether a client no-shows you, cancels on the day of, cancels days in advance, cancels the day before, you spend so much time, energy, and money and resources trying to get clients to book with you, and then you get the thrill of them finally booking with you, and then the devastation that they don't follow through with the appointment. And being an appointment-based industry and an appointment-based business, we then lose out on money. So on today's episode, we're going to cover how to minimize and even stop no-shows and last-minute cancellations with a few fairly easy to implement strategies. But first, my name is Tara Walsh. I'm a licensed esthetician, master lash artist, and business coach, consultant, and marketing strategist for lash artists just like you. I coach lash artists from all over the world on how to start, build, and grow a thriving lash business on their own terms. I share bite-sized knowledge nuggets for you to start taking your business and your life to the next level and offer valuable insights and strategies to take you from overlooked to fully booked and beyond. This is the Lessons of the Lashpreneur, episode 20. We have all been there. Every single one of us has dealt with a cancellation or a no-show. For me, it was actually a common occurrence when I was an employee working at a salon. I got no-showed, I kid you not, at least 50% of the time by new clients because I was not in charge of policies. They didn't have any policies. I wasn't in charge of talking with the clients or marketing to clients. People would just find out that that lashes were offered at the salon. They'd book an appointment, and then literally half of the time, if not more, I was no-showed on full sets. I was actually surprised when a new client actually showed up to their appointment. That's how bad it was. So when I went out and branched out on my own, I knew I needed to figure out why people no-show, why they cancel, and how to stop it. Because while at the salon, I was getting paid minimum wage to like dust shelves when somebody wouldn't show up. But when I owned my own business, I was not getting paid if somebody no-showed me. So there is a very specific reason why clients no-show their appointments or cancel last minute. You want to know what it is? It's because they can. Clients no-show you and cancel their appointments last minute because they can. You have not built in consequences for them to second guess whether that was the right decision. And that usually means something having to do with their money, that there is a pain point if they cancel or no-show you. So one strategy that we can start with is you need clear and to the point policies. You need to tell people how they can treat you through a cancellation, no-show policy, even an emergency or a sick policy. What happens then? A clearly communicated policy, both for potential clients and customers and your current clientele, can help you to minimize the amount of no-shows and cancellations you have, because you're setting the expectation of this is what an appropriate amount of time is for you to change anything about your appointments. So where I had this on my in my business was I had it clearly on my website. It wasn't on the homepage. It was in the About section. So the About Me section had a section for About Me, and then a section for policies. So I could always refer back to the website should a client have questions about policies. If I sent them an email confirming their appointment, it had a link to their policies. And then I also reiterated the ones that were about cancellation, no-shows, and emergency cancellation kind of policies. And I also, I don't recommend putting it on social media though. Here's the thing, your social media is for marketing. It is to draw in new clients, not to communicate to your current clients. Your policies should absolutely be on your website, but they should not be something that you do to market to people. I wouldn't even know where to begin with trying to market yourself as somebody who has amazing policies, right? Like just not a huge buying factor for lash clients. And then most importantly, sit down with a client on their first appointment and lay out the policies. Have a conversation with them so that you're both on the same page. It doesn't mean to be this, I'm a stickler and you're going to follow my policies or else. It really is communicating the expectation that you have for them as a client and setting the boundary that they also can cancel and change their appointment up to a certain point, and they're free to do so up to that point, whatever that point is for you. Mine was 72 hours before the appointment. I gave them kind of a confirmation that they do have an appointment coming up, and then a reminder at 24 hours, also reminding them that they do need to change their appointment now if they can't make it. So I highly, highly, highly recommend that you have laid out 2 opportunities for them to be made aware that their appointment is coming up, because let's face it, we get busy. Sometimes they don't write it down. Sometimes they're just kind of all over the place, so they don't know what the day of the week it is. I know I'm that person. And when a client isn't showing up either before their appointment is scheduled or at the time of their appointment, my grace period was 10 minutes. At 10 minutes on the dot, I gave a phone call. If they did not answer the phone call or they did not say I'm in the parking lot walking in, I canceled the appointment and they were charged the appropriate cancellation fee. There needs to be a penalty to them not showing up or them not being on time. So if they're late, have your cutoff time and charge them accordingly. If they're past the point where you can offer the service, do not extend a service, even if you have the luxury of being able to, because you're just rewarding that behavior that it's okay, you're kind of flexible, you'll make it work for them. There is customer service, there's amazing customer service, and then there's just giving away your time. So there is a very clear boundary on that. And when you set the expectation from the get-go, from the very first time you have a relationship and a conversation with them, then everybody knows what to do moving forward. My trick was to have a one-time emergency cancellation. So everybody got one time that they could cancel on me last minute with no penalty. I get it. I'm a mom, so I know kids get sick or emergencies happen or somebody's in the hospital or there's a car accident, whatever. I don't care what the excuse is. And this is where a lot of lash artists get kind of, how do I put it, defensive that a client is lying to them, right? They get really agitated that this person's a liar. I saw them on social media. They're on vacation and they just didn't cancel their appointment. Woe is me. Who cares what the client is doing? If you have a one-time emergency cancellation and they cancel on you last minute, that was their one time. And you communicate, okay, this falls under the one-time emergency cancellation. Please go handle whatever it is. Just to let you know that should you cancel again in the last minute, regardless of the situation, you will be charged the cancellation fee. So this is the second time that you're reiterating that there will be some sort of penalty for any last minute cancellation. So if an emergency happens again, they've already been made aware that there will be a fee to it. And so they can choose, this emergency is more important, or no, I really should try and make my appointment so that I'm not charged, right? If there's a true emergency, the charge doesn't matter. But this minimizes the number of people who are just trying to get out of their appointment, or they're just flaky, or they're just sleeping in because they're hungover, whatever, right? So you have one-time emergency cancellation policy, and then they will get charged no matter what. If they're giving birth, I don't care. This is how you protect your business. So you've extended the olive branch with the emergency cancellation, and then it's time for them to respect your time, and you set the boundary for that. The best way I can describe how to stop no-shows and cancellations altogether, you ready for it? Online booking. Online booking. It's as simple as offering online booking for several reasons. It's a non-negotiable nowadays for you not to have online booking. And I know a lot of people get freaked out about either that there's a cost to it, or that they feel like their schedule is going to be out of control and clients are just going to book all over the place. The beauty of online booking is that it automates appointment reminders. So sending clients an appointment confirmation and an appointment reminder in advance of their appointment is going to help you minimize the amount of people who don't show up, who are late, or who cancel. They have to be reminded. And for me, I sent out both an email and text message. My online booking software allowed me to do that 72 hours beforehand and 24 hours beforehand. I had it default to send them both an email and a text, because oftentimes people don't always check their email, or they don't check it on the same day, or they always have their phone around, but sometimes they're like, whatever, this is just my lash appointment, and they just kind of ignore it. I wanted to make sure that I was hitting them wherever they were at in their appointment reminders and their appointment confirmations. If they asked to only limit it to one or the other, I absolutely obliged, but I made sure that they were getting 72 hours advance notice, hey, your appointment's coming up, and 24 hours, okay, this is the cutoff, I'll see you tomorrow. So always, always, always link your cancellation policy into those emails so that if they do need to cancel, they know what steps to take. So let's do this example. If you are struggling with online booking and I don't know, I feel like my hands are going to be tied with clients booking with big gaps in my schedule. Let's say right now you are emailing or texting your clients to confirm an appointment, to look for an appointment first and foremost. That's a fun game back and forth. Well, do you have Tuesday at 10? No, I have Wednesday at 3. Well, that doesn't work. How about Thursday at 4? No, I don't have anything there, right? It's a long time back and forth trying to find one appointment time that works for the both of you. So that is one aspect that online booking solves. But let's say you're still doing that. And then you're also texting your clients, hey, you have an appointment on Thursday or tomorrow or whatever. Then you also have to remind them 24 hours beforehand, hey, you've also got your appointment coming up, just confirming you're coming tomorrow. Let's say for each client, you're spending anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes in that kind of conversation of finding an appointment, reminding them of their appointment, and confirming their appointment. Say it's taking you 10 to 15 minutes. So let's say you see 20 clients in a week. When you break that down as to how much time that's taking up in your schedule, that's 3 to 5 hours a week solely trying to figure out a time and making sure your client shows up. 3 to 5 hours a week, that's up to 20 hours a month. And you're thinking that it's too expensive for online booking at $25 to $40 when it automates that process for you and it automatically sends that stuff out at a scheduled time frame where you're not involved with it. Let's loosen up the purse strings just a little bit to work smarter and not harder and save yourself that time. What could you do with an extra 20 hours a month? Either take more clients, work on your marketing, or go have a cocktail with some friends, right? The last beautiful part of online booking is the ability to hold credit card information. So there's a couple of ways to do this because there are consumer protection laws, right? Do not ever, 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 ever write down a client's credit card information because then you become responsible for making sure that that stays safe. Where if it's stored online in a third-party booking software or credit card processor, you actually don't have access to that information. So if there's any fraudulent charges on their card, they can't come after you because it's encrypted. So you actually don't have access to see their information. So never, ever, ever write it down. Just always make sure that they're inputting it online, that you can't see it. So for credit card, I actually recommend you having deposits and not just having a credit card on file. The reason for that is because a lot of times clients can put in a BS credit card, right? And then when you go to charge it, it declines or is invalid or defaults, whatever. But if you even just charge a $1 deposit, then you have an active credit card on file. Now, I recommend you charge a little bit more than a $1 deposit to hold their appointment. I recommend that you charge whatever the percentage is that if they were to cancel, that you would keep it. At a minimum, maybe $20, $25 or up to $50 or half of whatever the appointment is, whatever your cancellation policy is. But by doing so, you put their money where their mouth is, right? You make them commit to it. If they're not committed to it, those are not the people you want on your books. I know there's a lot of people who are concerned and scared about requiring a client to put a credit card number down and an actual deposit, put money down for their appointment. But here's the thing, you actually keep the people that are going to no-show you and flake on you out of your business when you do that. You only want the serious people in your business because that's how you build a long lasting clientele. That's how you build a solid clientele who sees lashes as an investment worth taking care of, is that they are willing to invest in it from the get-go. They're not this wishy-washy kind of flaky clientele who's going to be scared off by a $25, $50 deposit. They know they want them. They know they want them from you, and they want their appointment reserved. Those are the best types of clients. And the way that you start filtering out those no-shows is by requiring them to put their money where their mouth is. Another perspective to take on that is if you don't require them to put a credit card down because you're concerned that nobody will pay that in order to get on your books, guess what? Most of those people are probably going to flake and no-show you anyway, so you're losing money there. So it's not like you're losing money on the forefront where they're having to book with a credit card in order to get on your schedule. You've actually blocked out 2 to 3 hours for a full set. That person no-shows, and now you have 2 to 3 hours open that you could have been making money. So it's better to stop that before it ever blocks out time on your schedule. So in summary, I do want to make sure that you understand consumer protection laws. Please Google that for what it is for your country or your state to make sure that you're handling credit card information appropriately and that you are following guidelines, because if you don't inform a client as to what they would be charged for, especially when you're putting down a deposit. You don't want them to be able to claim fraud with their credit card processor and then you lose because you didn't inform them. You can't just go charging people's cards without them understanding that that's something that could happen and them agree to it. So just as a heads up, you can't just charge people because you feel like it. You actually have to inform them ahead of time. If you cancel, this is what happens. This is what we will charge. This is what your credit card information is being used for. So in summary, clients need to be able to book when they want. So Jerry Natuno of Schedulicity, he stated that 70% of clients actually book outside of regular business hours. So offering the benefits of online booking to a client to book whenever. You can control your schedule. It's not like you're going to get 30 clients booking with you right now. As one books, you can kind of adjust your schedule and your availability based on each appointment booking. But you also have 100% control over your schedule, and you take out the odds of no-shows and cancellations. So you can still utilize booking software to do the automation part, to send the confirmation emails and the reminders and hold the credit cards, but you don't actually have to give your clients the booking link. You can actually control that on your end if you're worried about your schedule getting out of control. But save yourself 20 hours a month and have online booking software automate that for you. So if you want to stop no-shows, last-minute cancellations, you absolutely need to have online booking software and ensure you have policies in place to protect the financial stability of your business. If you want a list of online booking softwares that I'm familiar with for our industry, you can head on over to thelashpreneur.com/episode 20 to get a list of the most common Lash business online booking softwares. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining. Have a good one.